Gikk det på?
Nå er det på.
Hello and welcome to your 60-minute vinyasa with me, Nate. And this is at VINYASA. And this is an unusual situation. This is new for me. Probably not new for you guys. I miss seeing everybody's happy face in the room, but I'm guessing and hoping that you're all got a comfortable place to enjoy this class. As I say, 60 minutes vinyasa, a little bit of focus on strength. Many of you have maybe been with me on my classes here, some of you haven't. So, the most important thing is to look after yourselves, make sure that you take breaks when you need to, and enjoy yourself. This video, which is live streaming now, is going to be available for a few days on the Facebook site, and after that it's going to be on the VINYASA on the YouTube channel, so you can go in there and stream. There's loads of other really great classes there as well you can go and have a look at. I miss you guys, I really do miss you guys. I have the company of this wonderful plant here, though. Can't see all of your comments and so on, but send me some hearts and stuff, that'd be good. So, where are we? We're in a situation now where there's a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety about what is going on. I think one of the things from yoga philosophy that we can take, there comes a heart, lovely, thank you. One of the things that we can take from yoga philosophy is the fact that fear and anxiety have a home in the future. We're often in a situation where we're thinking and unsure about what is going to happen. So our focus goes over there, right? Fear and anxiety is over there. And perhaps a feeling of loss, regret, that things are different now than they were before. All of these kind of feelings are in the past, over here. But where is the yoga? The yoga itself, the yoking of where we are here right now through the breath, through the feeling of being anchored down to our mats, being right here, right now. That's what we can get from the yoga practice. Whatever your practice may be, this physical yoga, maybe you have some other practices as well, but all of them are all about being here and now. And here and now, fear and anxiety are not here. You are here with your breath, you are here with your practice, you are here now with your loved ones. It's this that is the important thing. But we can have some fun. So okay, let's begin. Let's begin with some breath. Let's connect with the breath. I'm going to take you through 3 rounds of Kapalabhati breathing, right? That kind of breathing is basically a snapping in, a forced out breath, and then immediately afterwards, we get a passive inhale. We let the inhale come back by itself. So it'll be like through the nose or through the mouth. But the nose is a good way to do it. Okay, so it'll be like the passive in-breath comes back again. We're going to do 36, 36, 36. So let's begin. The first one, you can just have a long straight back. You can be just anchored down to your position, wherever you may be. Any seated position will work for you as long as you have a long straight spine, a good long spine. So let's begin with that, right? So we take first a long deep in-breath through the nose and half an out-breath, so, and then begin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in deeply and fully and out. Take your arms down either side and inhale up. Knit the fingers together, press them away from you, and with the half and out breath we'll begin again. And begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a long deep in breath and a long out breath. With the next in breath, you can start to take your hands down, place them either side on your shoulder blades, elbows up to the sky, half a breath out again, and begin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Take a long deep breath in and a breath out. Take the hands down either side of you. Place your hands in a prayer position, Anjali Mudra, right? Close your eyes as long as you're comfortable with that. And begin to rub your hands together like you're making them hot on a cold day, creating lots and lots of heat, fire between the hands, and then place them over your eyes like you're playing hide and seek. Inhale, open the eyes behind in the darkness, stretch the eyes up to the top of the sky, breathing in, breathe out, and look all the way down, stretching your eyes down. Long breath in, looking to the left, feeling the heat enter the eyes. A long breath out, look to the right, breathing fully out. You can let your hands come down either side of you. And just so here now, you can begin to use any kind of breathing you want for the rest of the practice. If you want to use Ujjayi breath, a yogic breath, then do so. Maybe you just want to start to deepen, expanding the in-breath and lengthening the out-breath through the nose. And we'll begin. It can be that I move from side to side in order to be able, so you can see what I'm doing. It doesn't mean that you have to shift ends of the for the rest of the practice. Just follow along. Take breaks whenever you need to. But wherever you are now, find yourself over onto all fours. Okay. Placing your hands down now, thumbs facing each other, pushing down into the base of your pointing finger so that the inside arch of your hand really connects down to the earth, pushing away so that you're creating a sense of stability in the length of the arms. All right, so in this all fours position, your knees can be underneath your hips now. Pressing down, fully connected. Take a long in-breath and drop your stomach down, stretching from pubic bone up to the chin. And on the exhale, push all the way up, maybe pushing up into the space between the shoulder blades first. Getting a sense that that is really opening up in between your shoulder blades. And again, pubic bone down to, up to the throat, and then up again. This time you can come up into the middle back. So you're pushing up into the middle back, arching down, letting your head drop, letting your stomach draw in towards your spine. Inhale up again, and exhale down. Dropping down and feeling that length. Okay, at that point you can come to a neutral position in all fours position. Okay, so you've got this neutral position now where you're long straight back. Good stuff. And from there we're going to step back, right, left, and find a plank position. Now, at any time for the rest of the practice, whenever we're doing anything in plank, you can drop your knees down. The further back they come from being underneath your hips, then what's going to happen is that the more you're going to be weight bearing over your arms. So if they're up close, then there's not going to be much going on. The further back you go, the longer it gets. Otherwise, you're in plank. You're in this lovely plank position. Start to feel that you're sewing up the space into the center. So you're knitting in the two sides of your abdomen, and at the same time, you're pushing down into the feet, pushing down into the hands, getting a sense of really being active in this position. So breathing, lengthening. Okay. And from here, we're just going to practice now, dropping down with the knees until they're hovering just a centimetre or two from the earth, pushing back with your bottom as if you're coming into a child pose, but keeping the knees hovering. Breathe here, in and out. With the next in-breath, you can come back to your plank. Anytime you can drop your knees down, take a break. Let's do that again. So dropping down, moving the bottom back, hovering the knees. In and out breath. Find the next in-breath, come to a plank. Should be starting to warm up in the upper legs now. Let's go again. Two more of those. And back. And inhale. Now you can start to push back to your downward dog. Your first downward dog of the day. So when you arrive here, maybe you want to start to pedal away, walking in place. And what we're after is a long line from the hand through the shoulder, no break if possible, and working towards a long line of energy in this downward dog. Do anything you want to. You can take the heels to the left and stretch out on the right side of the body, up and over, maybe onto the other side. And back to center again. Slowing down the breath, evening out the breath. Now at that point, you start to shift over, inhaling over to a plank again. Finding that plank, and we'll descend down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming all the way down. And then, placing the elbows underneath the shoulders, let yourself come into a position where you can start to let go of the front side body, so around your stomach, letting go of that, letting the back come into an arch position, and finding something which feels like you can start to feel the whole of the back side chain in this lovely arch. We're not going to be here long. Okay, so from this position now, there's two alternatives to come into a low plank. You can either have you keep your hands where they are with the palms down and push up into a low plank, or you can knit your fingers together. This is good if you feel any tightness around the shoulders in low plank. Knit them together, push through the elbows and come to a low plank here. Either one is going to work, but find your low plank first. But I'm going to work with the breath, moving into working with the hips. So I'm going to take an in-breath, and on the out-breath I'm going to lift my right leg and pull it in, touch to the arm, and inhale back out again.
exhale. Let's do 2 more of those. Remember, you can use your knees as well, if you want to. When you've done 3 each side, push down into the right elbow, come up with the left, and up to a plank. We'll do the same thing on that side, at this height. Back to downward dog, holding your downward dog and working out wherever your downward dog may be. If you need to bend your knees, can somebody give me a signal that everything is okay with the sound? Give me a heart if it's okay with the sound, somebody. You can all hear me okay? Probably hard to do that in downward dog, I would imagine. Anyway, in this position now of downward dog, pushing through the hands, slowing the breath, equaling out the breath. So again, when we come inhale over to the plank, pulling the knees down, pushing the bottom back in space, and holding for a breath in, and a breath out. And then inhaling forward, and back to downward dog. So inhaling into the plank, let's go again. Exhaling back, inhaling forward, and back. Same thing again. So you feel maybe the upper legs heating up, also the space between the shoulder blades, keeping things in position here now. One more. And now you can come all the way down again to the mat. So we'll come down to the mat now. And as you come down, you can take the arms behind you now and begin by placing the one right hand on top of the left on your sacrum or tailbone area. Okay, and from this position here now, bring the legs in line more or less with your hips to start off with. And we're going to inhale up and start to take the right hand in front and the left leg comes up and you lift up. Left leg up and come down. You can turn over to the left side with your cheek. Same thing again, so breathing up, opposite side, hand, arm, working towards getting some, waking up the lower back, and working with stability in the pelvis. And one more. And now we can come up with both arms, both legs, lifting up, coming into the position, and then sipping some small breaths. Little fingers down. And down. And back. Bring the elbows in. For pushing up, you can either go through your knees, or you can push directly up. You decide to come back to your downward dog. Slowing and flattening out the breath as you take 2 or 3 good breaths. Now from this position, right, with the left hand anchored down to the floor, you can get light on the right fingertips like a little spider. And you can stay here and work with this in balance, if you wish, or you can lift the hand up, reach across, and over, to the opposite leg, over to the other side. You can drop it down, you can grab onto the outside of the opposite knee, the ankle, where you feel good, and twist and open yourself out along your back. And when you're ready, you can inhale back again. Same thing on the other side. Light on the fingertips, and reach across. Feel yourself twisting, maybe take the cheek in to the arm, looking up to the sky. And when you're ready, come back to downward dog again. Okay, from here, we're going to now lift up and back with the right leg, lifting all the way up. Going for closed hips first, so the hips are parallel with each other. And then maybe find with the next inhale, stepping now up with stacking the hip on top of the other hip. So opening the hips out to the side, and then bending the knee as much as feels good in order to open up the hip flexor. Close the hips back off again and come back down again. Same thing on the other side, so you're lifting up, stack the hip, bend the knee, bring it over and down again. So we come over to a plank once more and descend slowly down with an out breath. All the way down. And again, coming to this position with the elbows underneath the shoulders, letting go, breathing here, softening around the area of the stomach so that the back opens up and is able to fully elongate. It's working as well to pull the head through the shoulder blades so we're not hunching, lifting at the same time in this position here. And again, we're going to come up to the low plank. Either here, if the shoulders feel better, knit the fingers together. Pushing down into the elbows, remembering that you can use your knees if you wish to. And we're going to inhale up. Same thing again, that sequence. Inhaling and exhaling. Knee to arm. Inhale, exhale. Last one here. And then push up again to a high plank. If this doesn't work too well for you in high plank, you can do another set of rounds in low plank if you wish. The main thing is to keep pushing down either with the elbows or with the hands. So you've got this nice sense of space. And back to downward dog again. So finding that downward dog so that there is a line from the hands up to the sits bones. And you can have your knees bent as much as you need to at that point. Remember that it can be a very good idea to come down to child pose whenever you need to take a break, using that as an alternative for your downward dog. And then when you're ready, let the knees come down and come to that all fours position again. So we're finding all fours. Right. Dropping down the stomach, cat and cow as it's called again, just removing any tension in the length of the spine. 3 times following your breath. And then back to your downward dog again. Right. So we're going to get off these arms for a little bit, okay? So looking forward, because that's where you're going, the right foot is going to come to the outside of the right hand. The left foot is going to come to the outside of the left hand, opening up the feet as much as you need to in order to come to a squat. Malasana. Arms, upper arms, inside of your
knees. Hands coming down. My goodness, I must be having a lot of fun, which I am. But I miss seeing you all. But even so, it's a lot of fun. So, okay, from this position here now, I'm really pushing in. I'm feeling this length in my spine. I'm feeling a good squat position. An alternative can be high, like this. Right, so this left hand is going to come down. The right hand is going to come out in front of me, squeezing the thumb down. I'm looking at the thumb. I'm inhaling. And on the exhale, I'm twisting and coming up. Following the thumb with my eyes, inhaling. And over to the other side. Now, I'm going to step back with the right leg, leaving the left leg at the front. Okay, and from this position now, I'm in this opening of the groins here. So maybe it might be that I want to open out the foot a little bit more to make some more space in here if I'm feeling some tightness in the groin here. I adjust this however I want to and drop down my bottom so that I'm feeling this in the back leg as well. If it becomes too much on the back leg, you can drop the back knee down at any point, otherwise I've got a long straight leg. Okay. From here now I can come down inside to a low version of this position. Here I can maybe do some circles. Then, when you're ready, you can come up to a higher version again. And from here, we've got a couple of options. We're going to come back into a side plank, okay? You can either come back and stack directly into the side plank, or you can drop the knee down, take it out to the side, and take the leg over this way, into a lower version. Either way, you're already in that plank, whichever one it's going to be. So pushing up now, creating a nice arch in that position. I'm going to come up with my left leg. I'm going to bring it in towards my chest and use it to swing myself down and come up into Ashtachandrasana. Coming into a lunge. I'm going to bend the knee slightly in this lunge. Normally we'd have it very straight, so I'm going to drop now my right arm down, keep the left arm up, and bend down. Touch the knee on the exhale. Inhale, come back up again. Down. Inhale up. Down. Inhale up. Down. Inhale up. One more time, down. Inhale up. Bring both of the hands down now. Frame the front foot and pushing back to downward dog. At that point, start to flatten out the breath. If you've lost a kind of measured flattening of the breath, which I can totally understand if you have, finding wherever your downward dog is today, maybe with knees bent, maybe with long legs, wherever. Good. Find your way over to the plank, holding the plank and descending slowly back, down again, to the earth. Press your elbows back under and place them in position. Letting go, breathing, using this as a resting position. Keeping the breath going. Now, you can either be on those kind of mountain climbers again, or you can take a break, or you can come to a low plank, high plank, and just hold those. When you're ready, come up. If you're coming up. And then begin with the exhale. 1. Inhale. Exhale. It has to be a dynamic exhale in to create space. 2.
3, third one. And then up. And then up. And go again. Exhale. Remember, on the exhale, we're bringing the limbs in, the knees in. On the inhale, they're going back out again. And 3. And 3. And back to downward dog again. Look to the front of the mat, that's where we're going. Step forward, left, right, and squat. Good, good. Finding a stable position. My big toes want to rise up and push them down. Keep contact with the floor. Coming down now with the left hand. Right hand comes out. Following up on an exhale. Following the thumb as it comes up and down. Other side. And down. This time, it's the left foot coming back, leaving the right foot coming back. No, it is the left foot coming back. Those of you who come to my classes know my left and right challenges. Okay, so from this position again here now, finding first the stable position, push down into the back foot, lift the knee. Let the foot come out as much as you need to in order to be able to drop the pelvis down. And if you want to, you can come down to a low version. That's going to open up more into the groins. It's going to challenge the back leg even more. Maybe do some light circling to open out. And again, coming all the way up. All right. So in that position, we're going to prepare for our side plank again. Remember, you can take the knee down, take it out to the side. Or you can just hop back, come into a side plank. Arching up, pushing up, so it becomes like a rainbow shape, all the way up. Pushing into the legs so that they become the strong point here. And when you're ready, you can lift that leg up, bring the knee in, and use it to come down into your high squat, high Archadrasa. Same thing again, I'm dropping now the arm down with the back leg, the arm is up with the leading leg, and begin to exhale, come down, hover the knee, inhale all the way up. You're going to be pulled over, that's the idea, so you're using stabilizing muscles here. 3, 4, hope you're shaking as much as I am. 5, and down. Step back to downward dog again. Breathing. We're going to change things up slightly here now. Now we're going to work more with stability rather than explosive strength. So, lift now your right leg up. Bring the right knee in towards the upper right arm with an exhale. Inhale, slide it down to the, so it's hovering with the wrist. Exhale to the opposite wrist and bring it back. Same thing on the other side. So lifting up, bring it in on the exhale, slide it down, hover, over to the other side, up and back. Good stuff. We're going to come forward now and come all the way down to the mat. So coming all the way down, take a brief crocodile pose, stacking both of the hands on top of each other. It can be right, left, it can be left, right, on top of each other. Let the forehead come to the wrist, and then Breathe into letting go and letting your chest fall to the ground. Basically, giving yourself a little bit of a rest in these front muscles of shoulders and pecs. Lots of talking, dry throat. Okay. So, at this point, you can choose. You can either come into a wheel pose by grabbing hold of the ankles, or if you wish, you can come to that same position that we practiced earlier, where we were coming and lifting the arms up and the legs up. You decide, all right? If you want to come into the wheel pose, we'll bend the right and left legs up, reach back, grab a hold of the ankles. I bring my big toes together to remind myself that these knees should need to be pulled in. And then, when you're ready, you're going to kick back and lift. Breathing sips, maybe a breath. Remembering this is a heart opener, so opening the heart as much as possible, rather than thinking about anything else. The heart is opening here. Get ready to release. Bring yourself down and come to crocodile pose again. Letting go. Breathing. Heart opening poses. Bringing loads of energy into the mix. But also moving towards passing that energy, the prana of that energy, through the body with the breath. So when you're ready, you can come up to one more of those. Again, either coming into Samahasana or coming into another wheel pose, grabbing hold of the ankles. An alternative can also be to, if you can't grab a hold of the ankles, is to have the palms upraised and just lift up as high as feels good. So let's go up when you're ready. So again, thinking as the arms come round to grab a hold, rotating them back so that the shoulders open. Think of this as heart opening. Come up when you're ready. So the heart opens, the shoulders are drawing back, the shoulder blades are drawing in towards each other. And the heart is opening, sips of breath. And then letting yourself come down. Finding first your crocodile pose again. Letting the breath move the energy so far in the practice through the body. Right. Find your way back to downward dog, however you're going to do it, either through your knees or pushing up and back to downward dog with an out breath. Looking forward, hop, skip, a jump, or take a couple of steps to the front of the mat. And as you come up, inhale, lengthen the back, pulling the stomach away from the thighs, creating some space first. And then, when you're ready, let the knees bend as much as they need to in order to fall forward, bend forward. You can either come down to a forward fold of your choice or dangle with the hands inside of the elbows. Letting go. Preparing to come up now whenever you're ready. You can climb up through your legs, or you can bend your knees forward, come up in a reverse swan dive, whatever you need to do. Come all the way up. I see that my head has disappeared. And come down to the front of the mat. Find Tadasana, standing, rooting yourself down to the earth. Shoulders coming back. Coming
back to the here and now. Feet are down to the floor. You're breathing. Your blood is flowing. This is now. Vikalpa, the imagination about the future, the disturbance of the mind from that is away. Smrityaha, the past that we talked about, is away. Regrets are no more. You're here and you're now, with where you are now. Okay. Inhale, lengthen all the arms all the way up to the sky. Knit the fingers together, push them away. Breathing, taking a long in breath. And with an out breath, just coming over to the side, this is your first side bend, opening yourself out to the side. Breathing deeply now into the side body. As you come over to the right, you breathe deeply into the left side body, and vice versa. All the way up, and over. Prepare to run through Surya Namaskar B. We can, bearing in mind, you go with what feels good for your knees, pushing hard away though, so that we're working with strength, pushing hard down into the floor, come down with bent knees. Come down, come down, come down, come down, pushing away, feeling the whole of the core having to work. Here, legs are shaking, that's cool. Push down to the big toes, push away. Keep breathing, push away, and inhale, and down. And now, Surya Namaskar B. Inhale up with the arms, coming down with bent knees, exhaling forward, hands down to the mat. Bend your knees as much as you need to. Step back right or left, or hop, or whatever you need to do, and descend immediately down. Coming all the way down and coming up to a cobra, that bend, or coming through Urdhva Mukha into an upward dog, and then back to downward dog. Up and back with right leg, all the way up. Exhaling it into the front. Use your hand to help you if your foot gets stuck, and bring it down slightly to the right of center. Back, the foot turns down 45 degrees, and come up. Arms can be over the shoulders, hands over the shoulders. They can be together. Come into your warrior. Look down, see if you can see your toes. If they're revealed to the left or to the right, you're going to need to bring your knee in line again. Normally we would hold this for one breath, we'll hold it for a couple. And then down again. Step back and descend immediately. Find the heart opener of your choice. And come back to downward dog. Up and back with left leg. Bring it through to the front of the mat. Slap it down. Bring the back foot down. 45 degrees. Come up. Breathing 3 or 4 breaths. If you find it hard to move this back hip forward, you might want to take your foot slightly more out to the side in order to square off these hips. And down. And step back, and down, and up, and back to downward dog. Look to the front of the mat, that's where you're going. Take some steps, hop, skip, or jump, find your way to the front of the mat, and flatten that back out again. Bending the knees down as much as you need to fall forward, and then bending them to come up. Coming through chair pose, all the way up. Find Tadasana. Find your breath again. Okay, we'll go into some standing sequences. This was a 2-hour class, right? I'm just joking. All right, so find a stable position to start with. Both feet down, however they're going to be. Slightly separated underneath the hips, or directly down. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to come down to chair pose. So sitting back, bringing the arms up, but then bringing them down into a position in front of the heart, like we did in squat. Squeeze the shoulder blades together so the back engages at the top as well. And then twist over to the right side, bringing the right upper arm into a twisted position, supporting it on the thigh, or the knee maybe, wherever it's going to be, and moving into a twist. So from that twist position, keeping an eye, well, not an eye, but proprioception says that my knees are not parallel, so I bring them back into parallel position. Okay, so you're in this twisted position. Right, from here, look down. So, from this twist now, to the right side, I'm going to get with my left elbow on my right knee. I'm going to get light, lifting the heel up on the opposite, non-supporting leg. I'm going to start to lift the heel up and then start to move over. Lifting it up, bring it back. At some point I'm going to have to take my left hand down and come into a twisted position. Twisted half moon. You can have the arm up, or you can have the hand on the hip. Flex the toes in order to keep the hips square. Push through both feet. I'm going to slide back now with that back foot, letting it come down to the earth. Coming now into a triangle pose. Right, so I can bring my hand back up to the ankle now, and if I wish, this is a twisted triangle, Parivrtta Trikonasana. Back foot is down and twisted over to the opposite side of the room. Arm is up. Inhale, lift yourself up in this twisted position. Now I'm going to slide my back hand down, front hand up, twisting my body around and coming to a warrior two on the opposite side. I'm now facing the wall. Finding that warrior two position. Take an inhale, straighten the front leg. Let yourself come over, prepare for a standard Trikonasana, triangle. If you've got a block handy, we're going to be going now into a half moon. It can be great to have a block in front to grab a hold of as you shift your hip over your ankle. If you haven't got a block, you haven't got a block. So come to the fingertips and lift the back leg up, shift the weight over, and come to a half moon. One more breath, and then let the back foot come down, both feet facing forward, and whoo, both feet facing forward. Hands on hips to start off with. Good stuff. From here, we're going to inhale, lift the solar plexus up. Squeeze the shoulders together, and then come down, wherever you're going to be today. So hands underneath shoulders, hands to feet, wherever you're going to be. Hands underneath shoulders can be a good option, because now, whether your hands are out to your feet or your hands are underneath your shoulders, we're going to put them underneath the shoulders. All right, walk the hands forward, left, right, keeping the bottom where it is. Now come down with the upper body as if you were going into downward dog, setting the back in traction. And now, you can get light on your right fingertips. And in a similar way to what we did at the very start of the class, we're going to twist, taking the right hand to the outside of the left leg. It can either be on the knee or the ankle, and twist. Feeling a lovely twisting sensation along the body. Inhale back to center. Same thing on the other side.
light on fingertips, and reach either above the knee, down to the ankle, and twist. Come back to center and walk yourself back. Whew. Good. Keeping the breath going. You can come up any way you want. You can climb up your legs, or you can put your hands on your hips and pull yourself back up again. Good stuff. Right. You might need to adjust your feet in slightly, heel toe, preparing for a goddess pose. Right? Feet can be very open, slightly open, but knees are tracking over the second toe as we come down. Keep the knees pushing out over the second toe, but take the arms up first. Stretch to the other side of the room, so your back actually arches slightly at the front, at the top first. Then squeeze the shoulder blades together, so you get really active here. And now it's shaky leg time. Come all the way down. Right, 30, 29. At this point, I am counting, don't worry, I am counting. We're on about 25 now. Lift up, tip up the pelvis so that you feel that the thigh muscles are really working. 20, 19, 18, 17. Keep going. 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm going to shoot up now. 2, 1. Come up to a star. Come up onto your toes. All the way up. Stretching. If you get cramp in your lower legs, which can happen, come out of it fast. 4, 3, 2, 1. Turn your leading foot. I've changed sides, so turn your leading foot, the front of your mat, forwards. Drop to a transitional warrior 2, and then come back down again. And step back to downward dog. You can look forward, get ready to hop, skip, or jump. Find your way to the front of the mat, however you see fit. Hops or step forward, flatten the back out, exhale down, and come up to chair pose again. But hold chair pose. Now we're going over to the other side, the left side. All right? So same thing, squeeze the shoulders together. Good stuff. And coming over to the left side now, the opposite side to what you've just been going through. So when you come to your twisted Pavrita Utkatasana, looking down to those cheeky knees and seeing that they're stable in position. Before you lift up now. Left, the opposite foot, coming up, lifting up the heel, starting to lift up, shifting the weight over. When you're ready, take the hand down and come to your twisted half moon again on the other side. So coming up into the half moon, flexing the toes in to keep the hips stable in that position. Remembering also, if you've got a block handy, it can give you more stability to have your block lifting you higher up into the position, or depending on the proportions of your body, right? And then when you're ready, step back with the back foot, slide the hand in, come into Pavrita Trikonasana, on the opposite side. So the big thing here is the stretch between the bottom hand and the top hand, opening the heart out. The heart is the main focus here in this position. Everything is pushing and pulling in this position, right? Everything is in a state of flux here. And then we're going to come up straight, up, flip the back arm down, the front arm around, and come to a warrior 2. Breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. I can't because I'm talking. When you're ready, inhale, we're nearly there. Straight across the other side and over into your Trikonasana. Adjusting in triangle the back foot however you need to. Some people need to have the back foot at more of an angle inwards in Trikonasana. Like me.
Transitioning now over to your half moon. This time we'll have this book ready. So if you've got a block or a stack of books, which I should have told you to have earlier, but I didn't, sorry. Then you could go over, place your hand down. The most important thing though is to get the hip over the ankle. Well, for me, because I like to be able to push up rather than jump forward in order to get into the position. Here I point the toes. The higher up I come with my leg, the more I'm going to work the outside here. And when we're ready, come back down and come into your preparation for Padottanasana or Padottanasana variations. Now, let's go straight into Goddess pose. One more Goddess pose, and we're all done, and we come down to the mat. Open the knees out. Don't forget to stretch the other side of the room and squeeze the shoulder blades together, and come into the position. And we're on about 27 now, 26, 25, 24. Tipping the pelvis forward, bring the tailbone down in order to work lengthening. Here there's muscles more. 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, yes, explode. Coming as much, pushing down into the feet, coming up into the big toe if you can. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let the heels come down. Turn your leading foot to the front of the mat. Warrior 2. Transition down and back to downward dog. Now we're going to come down to the mat. So come down to the mat however you want to find a seated position. Ooh. And the room's not even that warm, but I definitely am. Find Dandasana. Not in any kind of passive way. Tapas, focusing on a decidedly active pose. Tail down, heels down. We're nearly there. Let yourself come down to the mat. And down. Now you'll remember at the start of the class, the Kapalabhati breathing, we're going to use that in a little bit of core, just at the end here now. So if you remember, it was a snapping back of the stomach and a forced rising of the diaphragm, so, and then a passive inhale. That's what we're after. But we're going to do it in an active pose. Okay. Bring your big toes together. Bring the knees in. Wide-kneed, as if you are working towards lifting up your tail. Well, you are doing that. And I've noticed that this is probably not the most flattering of ways to be strongest. Okay, so what we're going to be doing here now is we're going to be taking the arms up like we did in Malasana at the start, pushing the hands away to the ceiling and lifting up and bringing the inside of the upper arms into the knees. So, squeeze the upper arms, push away, push away. Okay, so you're coming up as high as you can, and then we'll begin with Kapalabhati. Breathe in fully. Breathe halfway out. And begin. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. We're going for 54. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 40. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 50. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let the knees come down. Stretch the legs out. Knit the fingers together, push them away. Push into the heels. Take a full deep breath, long deep breath in. A full exhale. And hold with no air in the breath, squeezing the stomach in towards the spine. And then release and breathe. Okay. From here. You are going to take your legs all the way up to the sky. Flex the toes in. Hands can just be passively beside you, either side. Right? Inhale, point the toes away. Exhale, flex them in and lift the tail slightly more. Bring the toes further over the forehead area. One more inhale. Exhale, bring them even higher. And then, if you wish, you can just simply give yourself a little squeezing in of the stomach as you lift yourself over and come to a plow pose. I'm going to have to come down because I can't talk. But keep coming down, stay in the plow pose. Create a little space between your chin and your chest by pushing your head down into the earth. Feeling the restriction of breath at first, and then noticing that you can breathe into the back body. Feeling the lengthening of the neck muscles. Opening of the back, upside back. And then when you're ready, bringing yourself, the hands down again, and lowering yourself down, bringing yourself down, leaving for a moment with the legs above the hips, then dropping them down either side of the mat with about 60 degrees angle in the knees. Arms can come out to the side. Take an in-breath. And exhale slowly, window wipering the knees over to the right side. And then inhaling back. Exhale. Then go in your own speed, your own breath, just moving them from side to side, removing any tension in the lower back. So moving side to side, letting yourself go. Yogi's choice now. You can do anything you want to prepare for Shavasana. So happy baby or whatever you want to do. But in just a moment, I won't meet you down in Shavasana because I'm going to sit so I can talk you through Shavasana. This is the time in my classes when everybody is, I can say to everybody good? In your Shavasana, you will find whatever pose works for you. The traditional Shavasana with just laying down on the mat with the toes falling out to the side. Or it could be, I've gone over time, I know that. You can be here as long as you want to be. I'm going to talk you through a Shavasana. I will not be hurt if any of you have to go back to doing whatever you need to do. Become immediately aware of the 5 areas which are landing down to the earth now. The back of your head, the back of your shoulders, your sacrum, lower back area, your lower legs and your heels. Notice that those 5 areas just land down to the earth. And between those 5 areas, there is the room to relax. So let's look at that now. With your eyes closed, your breath returning to a langana, a cooling but unshaped breath. So you're just letting your breath come as it wants now. You can begin by taking the tip of your tongue and placing it to the top teeth where it meets the gum line. And allow your tongue to soften over the roof of your mouth. To soften over the roof of your mouth. As you let go of any tension there, feel how your jaw is softening. jaw starts to soften, notice that all of the muscles in your face can just let go. You do not need to show any expression to the outside world anymore. You can just let go. Feel how the softness now moves down either side of your neck below your jaw, out into your shoulders, which are settled down to the earth, and allow them to come out. The softness comes out into your arms now. As your arms become heavier at first, notice that as you breathe and as you let go, that they sink down first to the earth, and then it's as if they are sinking down into the earth, and they are becoming lighter as they melt down, until eventually they weigh nothing at all. At that point, you'll notice that your heart is open, the area of your lungs. So when the next in-breath comes, it feels like it can expand three-dimensionally, almost forever. But when the out-breath comes now, you can follow that out-breath down to your stomach. And notice that as it softens your stomach down towards your spine, it takes the whole of your upper body with it. And now, allow the softness to spread down across your legs. Your legs reflect your strength of will, your need to hold on. They carry you around all day. But here, now, you can allow them to just let go. Those muscles, give them permission to switch off. So that with each out-breath now, the legs, which are first heavy with the tension of holding on, they too are given permission to switch off and let go and come down to the earth and into the earth. Until you're left with this single breath. And this single breath. And when you're in the moment now, with this one breath, everything in life is easy. And everything is good. Da drashtuhu shvarpena vashtanam. The seer, your soul, comes established in its true nature. Namaste. Stay healthy.